guess someone dropped the ball. 'Cause look where you have gone. You had everything, fucking everything. You don't know. You had everything, threw it all away. You don't know. You got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on, hold on. You've got
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the ESEA Advanced Season. Sleepless Gaming versus Youngsters here in round number 10. This is a little bit of an interesting matchup for this week. Obviously, we're not seeing the most success from Youngsters roster right at the start of the season, 2-7. Sleepless Gaming moved up to 5-4 in their previous game in a pretty decent fashion. Obviously, their CT side was looking a lot better going into their ancient map, and hopefully we could see a bit more of that success going into the map tonight. Our map lineup will be going to Anubis. Honestly, I'm very excited for this matchup. I'm very excited for this map. I feel like there could be a lot done here. And one thing we really absolutely need to see from Sleepless Gaming is obviously pulling the CT rounds back, making sure their CT side looks a lot cleaner, and making sure that there's no gaps in their T side, again, because obviously we saw their T side start to slip out of their grasp on Ancient the other day, and Anubis is another one of those maps where T side is a lot more favored, and realistically, you should be able to work your way through it all in all and be able to pull the rounds together. We are in a little bit of a delay at the moment. The game is taking a bit to start. I think there was some connection issues going on from the side of Youngsters. Just taking a little bit of time to get into the server. Hopefully everything's all right. Hopefully everything's going well. For those of you that are also in a thunderstorm at the moment, I know that I could have lost power at any given moment, and I'm pretty sure there was a lightning strike not far from my house whatsoever, so yeah. For this matchup, I really do expect Sleepless Gaming to be able to walk away with this one, hopefully very convincingly, to move themselves up to 6-4 on the season, to give themselves a contending spot for the advanced playoffs later on in this season. Getting started with the knife round right now. Obviously, whichever team really wants to initiate the start up on T side. And so far, so good. Jade only able to get the 2. Almost finds himself third. Obviously, Youngsters get to start on their side. It seems like everyone's good to go in the server as well. No hiccups here. Looking at a very, very strong start. Okay, Sleepless Gaming. Starting on the CT side, like I said, they need to be able to clinch their CT rounds, be able to walk away convincingly. And a lot of Anubis on CT side is being able to shut down the map, get that map information, and hopefully, like, make sure that you know where the T's aren't without having to necessarily take a fight. Hopefully we see a little bit more of that success here. Default towards A. Walking themselves out. Jade taking an off-angle fight with that USP into top middle. Here comes the swing from Top Shadow with those dual Berettas. Not able to find the right timing on the fight. Does eventually find the first frag. Here comes the nades into the A site. Owen's here on the other side. He gets flashed off the angle. Good nade to get a little bit of damage done. Jax is still here inside of the Heaven Smoke. They're not going to be able to clear him out properly. Ooh, and the timing just might be right. Everyone's rotating in. Here comes Jax also taking that initial fight. Another player also tucks into Heaven on the T side as well. Mecro trying to find as much done as possible, but it's Zen to find the early taps, getting away with 2 of them. Mecro's still not able to find the last frag. Jade in a one-on-one. 67 HP to 70. It only takes 1 bullet to the head for either of these players, and it's going to be Jade to win out that fight. He has to get on the bomb. Ooh, this is going to be close. 10-second defuse demanded of him. Does he have it? Right down to the last possible second, he does, with 0.5 on the clock. An absolute nail-biter going into the pistol round. Very difficult situation for Youngsters. Obviously not able to find the early frags in middle or into the A site. Playing around their own smokes. Jax held on tightly, held on for his team. So, a full buy from Youngsters and Sleepless Gaming. A broke setup is the name of the next round. And if you're Sleepless Gaming, you don't want to lose at all on your CT side. Keep as much manpower alive. And this information is being heard from the T side. Second smoke to go over. Owen, ooh, he does get spotted out just briefly. Gonna reposition in middle. A little bit of chip damage onto him, nothing serious. Molotov at his feet as well to flush him out. Minute 10 left on the clock. Bomb still undecided where to go. Looking like they want to try to poke in towards A, but not really having initial setup. The smoke and flash in the hands of the front player with the UMP. Early contact doesn't net them anything in towards A main. Here comes the mid push. Owen still has to hold on. Baz is still holding tightly inside his own smoke. Here comes an A smoke. Jade here on the other side with Jax. They had a nade out. Jax does take the first fight. Covers for his teammate. Jax still trying to find anything to smoke. Holds his gun ammo for now. And they're going to back off this initial contact. Owen gets shot in the back as well from middle. And they're going to take an all-out fight here in towards the middle of the A site. Jade taps away at one. Mid also falls a little bit off the way side, but still not able to fight in time with the rest of his team. Zen still here, trying to put the pressure in. 16 seconds on the clock. He's all alone on this island. He has to get in. Does find the first frag. Nova can go back in, try to kill this last player and go for that initial defuse. He hears where that second player is. Good for the first frag. Baz down to 16 HP. Has to do it all. Flashed off the angle. Doesn't move an inch though. Tap on the bomb. Initial and peak. Nova finishes off the last frag. Sleepless Gaming move up to 2. But not in the fashion that they really wanted. You hold on A site. The amount of delay that they were able to put through was looking fantastic. But not enough in the end. It was Zen to make it up. Find himself a double kill in the round. Gives their team a bomb plant and give himself a little more cash. Mac 10s and upgraded pistols for the T side. Obviously the bomb plant nets them a little bit more, but I would think that you would try to save for a little bit more utility going into a full gun round. And Owen backs off in time, trying to throw as many pieces of util to cover their tracks as possible. Smoke actually goes a little bit too deep. Might not be good on the initial peak. Owen good for 3 frags so far. Eventually falls down. MP9 given in the hands of the T's. Bombing to get planted in the middle of a site. Jade's gonna be the one to deny it. And Jax takes the long range duel and wins out the last frag. So no bomb plant given away this time. Still able to buy into a little bit more utility, but Dupe not able to afford any. This is where you put your eggs into one basket. Howdy, howdy, Mr. Respect. I saw you in Bob's chat earlier. 3-0 is the score line. A bit of a big contact immediately right off the bat from Sleepless Gaming. Obviously, the MP9 not being the real good gun at range. But they managed to win out the fight as Nova finds the first frag. Owen still to hold on to mid as long as possible. And that MP9 has taken so much forward aggression out of B. So now they have to be super wary of where this player is. Smoke is on the ground as well. That allows so much space out towards T-spawn for Top Shadow. And he's going to lurk all the way through. Flashing from the team to E-box. Not going to find anything just yet. Still 5-on-4 in the situation. Jax and Owen playing a very aggressive A main take. Mecro He could isolate one-on-ones here and open up a way into the A side. It's up to Owen to take that first duel, playing the anti-flash. Here comes the initial peek. Jack's quick switch at the wrong time. Good for the one. Necro finds both. And here comes the rotation from Jade. A missed op shot. The bomb is down. Necro only has 51 HP to work with, and the time is not in his favor, nor is the utility. And all three of these players are sitting here. 30 seconds on the clock. Mecro gonna take that gun. Duel goes out wide. All three players right on this other side. And somehow the op posted for that angle manages to win out the last frag. Stream wasn't so pretty. I mean, was it cutting out? Because it only lasted a few minutes, didn't it? Oh, that's unfortunate. Could be a number of things. I mean, I'm going through some very severe weather here. I'm lucky I didn't lose power. Relegated to pistols again in the hands of youngsters. Not able to find a lot of early success. Obviously, the bomb plants into the initial few rounds, as well as bringing it down to one player alive, but they still aren't able to find any kills onto the rifles as much as they really want. Late CT utility also going to net a little bit more map control, but they're going to give up mid. Jade still posted with the op on this position, though. He can hit the shot and give so much more info to work with. Here comes the mid utility. There's the information for Jade. He's going to try to find this shot, but will he be ready for a peek overboard? He wants out the angle, does manage to hit the shot on the arm, sees all the information on the cross. Now the entire CT side, with three players here, can hold on as long as possible. The time is ticking and the smoke goes down as well. Now the T's have to reconsider what they're going for. They're going to go for the long aggression. There's all the information going to be given to them. Owen's going to be able to take an initial fight. Nova's going to find one, eventually going down. Owen, a little bit of a shaky spray, does find the kill. Flight, not able to find the shot with that deagle. 13 HP, still not dead in this situation. 12 seconds on the clock. It's Top Shadow to finish off the last frag. The Sleepless Gaming, 5 in a row right off the rip. And this is a very, very difficult situation for youngsters. Obviously, you're losing out the T side, your choice of side. And you're not able to find the initial frags. Flight, obviously, looking a bit shaky. And at the same time, I don't know how much of this implies a ping problem. We do know that they had a bit of a delay trying to start the match. But here's a couple opening kills. Nova goes down into mid, trying to hang around that smoke, as well as the op taking out Top Shadow on a fast beam in aggression. Here comes the flash over A. Jax is missing all the shots from running. And that's a humongous blunder. But now it's a 2-on-5. The round is basically secured. But Owen's still here, playing a split onto the A site. Smoke to cover his tracks from now. Mid-rotation as well to come through. And Zen's playing this so patiently, but Jade fast with the op, goes for the first. Owen's going to be there on the other side of A. Now this is more of a winnable situation. Flight's still trying to find his way in. Obviously the Molotov to hold him back, but Jade's not ready for the second mid-fight. Owen does eventually find the frag, down to 12 HP. He can recover the op in this situation. Ooh, and that nade almost connected. So the op is in his hands, and he is out of there. Actually, ooh, I actually like this play from him. He's going back in towards heaven. The money is a bit in their favor. And Ninja Diffuse is not off the table. And if youngsters do not understand this correctly, could be dangerous. Oh, and he's taking the right stance, going through half wall. Flight. Will he be ready for this so up close? Will he expect a save? The first player's already going to start dipping. Flight is going to turn his back as well. Smoke can go on top of the bomb late. They're going to stick the defuse. 3 more seconds on the clock. Flight can't find the bomb. Eventually finds the headshot with just a second to spare. And that could have been disastrous. If they left any sooner, if they ran too early, they would have no idea that Owen would have been going for that so late. And if this map were like Nuke with the extended bomb radius, he would have cost the T's everything for their first round win. But still 2 guns alive. The op still in the ranks for Dupe. And the first round on the board really opens up a realm of possibilities. CT's having to burn a little bit of their piggy banks. The early mid utility is actually going to put them in a little bit of a dangerous spot, but someone's going to go out wide. Little to no A main aggression. Jack's still here on the other side. He's going to throw a smoke a little bit out in the open, so he's playing it risky, but it paid off. Youngsters looking a little bit timid to try to push anything in this situation. Playing this as patiently as possible. Ooh, there's the information as Mecro gets burned back. So now they know that still presence towards a main. A beautiful nade. Tracks down Mecro like a homing missile. Early Molly missed into a smoke. Utility dwindled in the hands of the T's. Oh, and look at this double regression in towards E-Box right on the other side. The op's gonna cover his teammate. 1 for 1. Top Shadow immediately taken out through the smoke. The AUG doesn't pay off. And that's another save angle for the CTs. A 5-on-4 quickly turned on its head, leaving no room for any sort of success. 2 rifles saved. It really nets an opportunity. Top Shadow still with more money to work with. Can go for an SMG buy or try to go for a full save. The rest of his team not able to afford. But this is a massive turnaround for Youngsters. Obviously, a very, very slow start from them. Quickly turning on its head. Op, missed shot. Zen looks like he's gonna re-aggress. The op does eventually find the shot onto the arm. Barely. It looks like a little bit of greed or confusion from Zen. But not understanding exactly where he was getting shot from. Still a Galil in the hands of Mecro. Owen 5-7 to his name. So they bought up 1 more rifle in the hands of Top Shadow, hoping to make more impact with a little bit more firepower. The heavy B lean. Jax is pushed up in towards mid. The timing just not in his favor. Molotov's also not going to land right at his feet just in time. Flashed off the angle. Zen's going to be up close. Jax is still flashed off. Perfect double flash from Dupe. Someone's going to play this as tightly as possible with the 5-7. And Dupe, I think he has this information. I think he has this read. Oh, and the fake with that 8K. Owen almost fell for the bait. Not going to move whatsoever. Dupe not going to find the initial frag against that 5-7. Arm finally spotted. Missed shot with the AWP. 5-7 gets the chip damage. A missed shot with the AK. And the op almost turns around at the wrong time. Nova's going to push immediately back into the smoke. Takes out the first frag. 3-on-3 equalized. Nova can go right back through this. And what a shot from him. He finds the shot through the smoke against Flight. Makes this an even game. Top Shadow finds the first shot onto the op. 2-on-1. Mecro not finding the right timing as Nova finishes off the last frag. It's a triple kill from him in the round as Sleepless Gaming continue their reign to try to make Youngsters a little bit more worse for wear. Still a full buy to come in from youngsters. Electing to play with a little bit more utility. Op in the hands of Dupe. Jade being a powerhouse so far, 10-2. Really paid attention to his driving lessons. Yes, I made that joke. I regret nothing. Owen trying to find the tap through mid almost succeeds. A random transfer. But all this nade aggression from both teams leaning back towards the B side. They're going to try to play this as fast as possible with the numbers. Still 3 players on the CT side leaning towards B, but they're all kind of grouped up here. A second smoke goes down into B main as well. Nova's going to play a really tight angle. And Jade looks like he wants to go for the peek. Op on the other side goes down. Nova's here. Missed shot. Oh no! Top Shadow can only find the one. And from the flank, Owen tries to find anything with the M4. Missed shots as well. Too many whiff sprays at these close quarters, and it just seems like Sleepless Gaming started to panic. Youngsters finds their 3rd round in Sleepless Gaming. They're letting the nerves get the better of them. They had an amazing start right off the rip, but they're somehow letting this slip by them. Holding for that B main exit. Jack still here on the other side. Goes for the first one. Cannot find the second. Still the damage is done. Sleepless Gaming have to go for the eco here. As youngsters have started to claw this game back. And as I said before, obviously this is a lot better of a start for the CT side for Sleepless Gaming. They've already considerably won on their half. Managing to at least bring it up to a tied half, but they want to thrive more. And they're having to forfeit this pistol round here. Going for a very interesting Astrala stack. In towards heaven. Stacking at 2 different angles. Minute 16 left on the clock. The youngsters are playing this very patiently. Reasonably so. You don't want to accidentally lose too many guns to a pistol stack. And frankly, you don't know if Sleepless Gaming had more money to work with. But the patience is killing them. I would be amazed if youngsters managed to lose a round like this because they waited so long. Obviously, no space taken towards the site. Mecro's leaving back towards A. 30 seconds on the clock. And they're finally going to take it back towards B for that execute. And this has been such a slow round. They're still going to take it slow. With 20 seconds left on the clock, they're still going to check all the angles. Flight should have this bomb plan as soon as possible. But they're taking their sweet time. And here's Baz finally taking the first contact against the CTs. Bomb to get planted. And he didn't see him. Finally, he hears a single footstep. And, oh my gosh, what a headache for around 2 minutes in. 0 points of damage dealt, except for 10 points from Mecro. He dealt 10 points to himself. That was it. I cannot believe it. Shadow has a kit and he has a smoke. They don't know that they're going for this. Zen's going to try to walk back in. Smoke goes on top of the bomb. They're going to try to find it. Top Shadow cannot find it in time. Late to try to tap onto the bomb. Again, damage done. Jax finds himself an AK. As 2 of these T players fall. Smoke missed on top of the bomb. They were hoping for a default plant, but it was planted more towards Evox. And I can't believe that Sleepless Gaming almost got away with it. If they had only realized where the bomb was sooner, B main wasn't there in time and missed too many shots. to try to deny that bomb plant. And what a confusing round. Honestly, they could have gone away with it. There's a world. Bit of burn damage onto Top Shadow, so information kind of given away as more utility rains through. Jade also takes a little bit of information, but Owen falls. And Nova's pushing aggressively in through canals. Top Shadow to try to lurk through a smoke. Doesn't get the right timing onto Baz. Still more contact to try to be taken on towards the B site. No! Nova, another missed shot onto Mecro. And again, the nerves just getting to the better of them. Jack's not able to find the kill. Jade left in a 1-on-5, not knowing where that bomb is going. Flight's going to take the first contact out of the B site. Actually, it's going to be Baz to walk through the smoke. Eventually, Flight gets the better of Jade. As youngsters move up to 5. In Sleepless Gaming, I think their resolve looks a bit shook right now. Too many missed sprays at close angles. Too many opportunities wasted. Setting themselves up for a B rush going into this last round. 2 CTs here on the other side. Jack's to play it up close. Flash off the angle. MP9 does find himself a first. Almost finds himself a double kill, but it's Jade to get the trade frag. Owen, another frag with the MP9. They're starting to win this out against the T push. Bomb is down in the middle of sight. And some of these players are in really low HP. Owen goes for the sacrifice. Jade finds the trade. Often on the other side. Dupe finds the one-on-one. Jade left. Bombos in hand. Ooh, missed shot with that AWP. Switches to an AK. Picks up the bomb. But Jade finds the shot through the smoke as Sleepless Gaming move up 7-5. And a judgment call from youngsters to try to push aggressively through the A site with the bomb. The flashes were decent, but just weren't enough. Not winning against the MP9s, missing too many shots. And hopefully Sleepless Gaming pick up their pace, pick up their aim. Maybe look a little bit more composed. Going into their T half. Early flash in towards B to try to fake it out. As Jay takes a little bit of contact out through canals, trying to hold the line. Obviously, the push to come through. Flash in out of A. Jade's getting pressured here. He has this information that they're all crunching him. The P250 in hand, he can still get it done. No armor to his name, though, so the hit punch is massive. Finally falling off the wayside. Owen still holding outside of B, but the bomb is going to go back of A. So all these pushes are going to net the fake. The bomb gets planted. Owen starts to lurk his way out through B, trying to find the initial frag and trying to find any sort of rotate. Baz eventually shuts that one down. 2-man advantage. A 3-on-5. Youngsters all going to rotate at the same time. The speed is going to be the name of this game. Flash to come through. Good for the first frag. Not able to find a trade. And there goes the second. Mid to fall out of their hands. Dupe trying to go for the frag in the close angle fight. Able to go get the one. Flight gets another one. He had a slow start. Oh no, another missed shot from Nova. Do they have a kit? No, they don't. So the round is still for Sleepless Gaming. But still. Eventually, kit was picked up outside of mid. So Sleepless Gaming went out the pistol, but again, they have to show better numbers. They have to show better resolve. Their duel is looking a bit shaky, a bit uneasy. A full B setup for the pistols here. One Deagle in hand. Trying to make as much impact long range as possible. Going over the boost. Sleepless Gaming, they're looking like they want to lean back towards the B side, dropping the bomb back so that they don't lose it if they get pushed. Waiting to see any overexertion from youngsters. Second smoke to go through into mid, trying to take as much lane space as possible. Eventually, the unease starts to creep through. Owen goes over top, spots up the first, tries to try to hold the line. Going for the first, gets a little bit of spray damage, cannot do it all. Eventually, Dupe recovers that Galil. The bomb still needs to be picked up. And this is pressure coming out from the CTs. Now pushing through B main. That Galil can get some damage done. Jumping at the wrong time. Nova picks that one off. Managing to hit another spray with the SMG. Bomb still to rotate back to the A site, but it's ripe for the taking. And it looks like it's clear waters from here. One save to Galil, a Deagle as well in the hands of Zen. They're making all the noise in towards mid. Nova hears this. Oh, the timing can be in his favor. Good onto the Deagle. Tries to isolate the fight against the USP. Dies in the process. It's Top Shadow to find the frag onto the other Galil. Again, just not being ready for that second fight. As Jade finally finishes off the last frag. So Sleepless Gaming move up to 9. Obviously winning out the first 2 rounds again of the half. Needing to convert a little bit more. Obviously, the guns are going to be a little bit scarce. The money just not looking too ripe. And a very interesting call from youngsters. Obviously wanting to play with the op in the hands of Dupe. Wanted to bank on the fact that Sleepless Gaming have to take a range duel and that their aim has been a little bit off. And I'm willing to bet that this might be the right judgment call. If the stars align. But the op is leaning back towards A. We're seeing a bit of a B split here. Has to take a little bit of an aggressive spot over in long smoke. I don't know if Nova spotted that out completely. As Owen wins out the first frag in towards middle. Jackson still give a little bit of pressure towards the A site. Mekra's gonna go through the smoke. Gonna have to get mollied back out of position. Top Shadow takes the information towards the B site. 50 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to try to figure out where you want to go. Flash off the angle. Jade finds a tap back. So still the man advantage in the hands of the T's. And only one player left back towards the B site. Going out wide towards long. Flight has a little bit of an advantage position. Jax wins out the initial duel in towards A main. Now it's an equal opportunist situation. The op is also back towards the A site. If you can rip it out of their hands, it spells the best of both worlds. Not hitting the right shot. Op also hits its shot. 20 seconds left on the clock. You have to pick where you want to go. Dupe repositioning, waiting for that mid push. Jade nade out. Only gets legged. 30 seconds on the clock. Jumps at the wrong time for no reason. So now the op is gone. The bomb can get planted. Flight with 28 HP, he can do this, but he doesn't have a kit to work with. No kit, no utility, and no helmet. Planted a bit towards main. A bit more towards heaven. Opt to try to take the initial duel on a wide swing. A little bit of a risky call. Flight might be able to suss out the situation. Doesn't aim at the right time. Jade gets the better of him. The reaction times are on par. He's 18-5, leading the server with commanding authority. His op has been stellar. Again, down to pistols. Trying to work off scraps. Flashes to work with as well. They want to crunch this map as soon as possible. Owen spots him out at first. Tap away. That's a beautiful shot as well. Good for the first and all the pressure. Back towards B site. Flight gets flashed off the angle as well. And Jax is going to start to take this fight outside of A main. They're posted, ready to push at any time. Molly also lands a bit awkwardly outside of B main. They don't know how close Flight is, and they might not be ready for Dupe to be on this other side. Deagle in hand does spot the second bit of information. Do they know that Flight's left? Nova finds a shot into the B site. Flight's going to still try to take this initial duel. Cannot win it out. He's aiming at the wrong time. Jax ready for the swing. Good for the first. Zen on the other side. Tries to have to get the last bit of damage. Does eventually find the frag. AK in hand. And has plenty of room to save, but not the health. He can be hunted. And Nova's going for this bomb to get delayed plant on the B site. Zen's going to reposition back towards heaven here. 40 seconds on the clock to stay alive. Keep that rifle in your hands. That's $2,700 you do not have to spend the next round. And Nova hunted at first. But is going to play a little bit more disciplined. Still trying to figure out if they're back towards the T-spawn. Probably going back for the trade. But Zen, he's back towards CT. So the saved rifle looking almost guaranteed. Sleepless Gaming move up to 11. Finding the first 4 in the start of this half. Trying to build their momentum as soon as possible, and hopefully they can keep it going. Owen's hunting for this. He might spot the arm. He does! Finds the shot as well. Zen had no idea that there was footsteps behind him. So now the lost rifle. A little bit extra money for Sleepless Gaming from the bomb going off. For those of you that don't know, a round win based on the objective is 3,500 versus eliminations is 3,250. Yes, I am a nerd and I remember this stuff. Early mid-utility, Zen flashed off. Down to 60 HP as well with all these nades coming through. And early Canal's aggression from Flight as well. Not going to spot the initial timing. Eventually the first frag goes into Top Shadow's favor in towards mid. A little bit of damage dealt as well. Tries to go for the second fight onto Flight. Jax can't get the trade frag. Leaning back towards the B site, Dupe repositions with that AWP. As Owen is lurking here. 52 HP to his name as well. Has to win out his initial duel, win out his fight. Nova still holding on to mid. Quick switches at the wrong time. Mecro gets the better of him. And again, Nova, the timing and the sprays have just not been in his favor. It just seems like he's misjudging himself too much. Hot potato with the nades as well. Flight to get smoked off the angle. Trying to throw Molly towards E-box. Nobody on the T side's going to be there. Bats to hold around that smoke. Owen's going to push right through. Good for the first one and the follow-up on the spray transfer. Dupe can't find anything just yet. No wallbang as well. Both these CTs coming through long. As Dupe lurks around with that AWP, missed shot. Mecro finds a trade. 1-on-2 is the situation. Tap on the bomb to try to bait out early information. Owen also spotted that no one's on the bomb, so they can play so much safer. Mecro 73 HP to his name. Also a bomb planted for default. Owen walks his way out, but he manages to hit the first shot. Finds himself a triple kill in the round, and that's the spray that you needed to see. 5 in a row in the second half. 12-5 is the score. 7 chances to close this one out. A good start on the CT side. Started to look a bit shaky. Finally, Sleepless Gaming able to pick themselves back up. Make themselves in a little bit of a better position. And a desperation call from Youngsters trying to take as much B main presence as possible with that early nade. Owen does get tagged down from it, but his resolve doesn't waver. He holds tight. Still 3 of these CTs leaning back towards the B site. And a lot of early aggression. No smokes as well in E-box. Really covered the CT's tracks. Flight was looking a little bit on the greedy side there. Trying to take that aim duel. Lack of utility not working in their favor. Also, slight footstep from Nova as well. Gives his position away, falls to the MP9. So that gun can be acquired. Owen lurking in towards mid. An A setup to start to come through. Top Shadow at the front. Molly into the middle of sight. Dupe has a flash out, but he manages to get back in time with that MP9. Mecra on the other side cannot hit the spray. Misses it all. Bachelor lurk back through mid. Spots out Owen on low HP. 2-on-3. Upgraded guns. To try to save this game, to keep it alive. No kits in their hands at this moment. Flight, alone, dies against 2. 1-on-3. Baz trying to find anything. Top Shadow takes a forward position. Wins it out for his team. Sleepless Gaming, 13-5 against Youngsters. This looked very good right off the start on the CT side. They won out so many fights, but then it started to take a step back. They started to second guess themselves, and their aim just wasn't looking too true. I felt like there was a little bit too much inconsistency with their normal playstyle, and I feel there could have been a little bit of something done, I guess, in their individual performance. Maybe just the calls to go through. I feel everyone just got a little bit nervous going into the end of that first half. And luckily, they didn't let that slide going into the T half. They won it out pretty convincingly as well. Managed to secure the rounds that they really needed to in this situation. And ultimately, I say that this was still a very decisive win. Obviously, there's still stuff to learn and go back through, especially on the ending part of that CT side. But again, Anubis is still one of those maps that more favors the T side, so a little bit of leniency there. But maybe just a little bit of a playstyle change to really try to work through. Obviously, every map has its own needs and musts for CT side. Mr. Owen, again, another very great game from you guys. Obviously, a good showing that you were able to secure the win in a little bit more convincing fashion. You gave yourselves that lead. But did anything look a little bit scary for you guys as individuals and as a team when you started losing those CT rounds?
Well, I certainly felt pretty silly on one of them where I peeked window and just absolutely whipped a kill on a guy. And we have been struggling historically on our CT side of Anubis, so when we got up like 6-3 or whatever it was really looking awesome. But yeah, I just couldn't quite close out those last few. But yeah.
And I mean, I said earlier that winning out the first 6 in a CT side during the first half is still considered a victory in and of itself, because you get to play more on your strong suit as well as a more favorable T side on Anubis, and then you won it out cleanly from a 7-5 half to a 13-5. But I guess to counterpoint, obviously your CT side, it looked so strong right off the start, but what happened towards that second half of it?
The second half of it, I can't quite remember how we lost the first few rounds, but I definitely know there was the one round that I mentioned. There was another where I made a bad mid round call where Nova and I double pushed the E-box smoke because I thought they were giving it to go back to A, but they were actually just all 3 stacked there. So it was some bad mid round calls from myself and some missed shots from myself, but I honestly can't remember too much about the other rounds. We managed to win the CT pistol in the second round, but they're both 1v1, so props to the boys for clutching those up.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, with your T side going as well as it did, I feel like any nerves that you guys accumulated, you started to shake off by the end of the game, I would say. But would there be any changes to how you played on the T side pistol?
To how we played on it, we may or may not do a new pistol next time. I can't divulge our pistol strategy or thought process
Of
with that,
course.
but I think the boys maybe could have activated it a little bit faster. Like they kind of did what we were hoping for, which was we were applying some E-box and B pressure, so they would start to push out, and so we knew they were all canal. And I think we could have been more confident A would be free, and that we could have taken it a little sooner. If we were to do that one again, that would be the change. But there are some variations we could do off of that as well, showing similar util.
Of course. And obviously, you're ending to you're coming close to the end of the season. Obviously, tensions are starting to rack up a little bit more, trying to secure your playoff spots. Do you think that could be a factor to how some of these rounds went?
Not quite. I think we're just still. I think Ancient is obviously our best map. That's no secret. We feel very comfortable on it. And we haven't played Anubis as much. So I think a little bit of shaking off the rust, and there's just some more stuff we need to iron out on it
Of course.
before we can feel really, really strong on it. But I think the pieces are there, and we're starting to figure it out.
Of course. And I want to keep this short and simple. You have 4 more games left on the season, 2 more weeks. I guess I don't really know the competition for the next upcoming weeks, but do you feel like there could be any difficulties around the corner, just like off a glimpse?
Well, so one thing that's nice is that with 6 wins, we're guaranteed to not get relegated.
Of
Which
course,
being
of
the
course.
very last team to not get relegated last season feels really good to secure that. Now we have a really good shot to make playoffs. We're 6-4, and we're gonna have easier opponents than if we were 8-2 right now for these last 4 games. So we've set ourselves up nicely to be able to play some not necessarily the top competition, but still some strong teams, and that's what we kind of need to be able to do if we want to make playoffs. We are scheduled against Holly Molly right now for next Monday, but that match is going to get rescheduled to
Tuesday.
the week after.
Oh, the week
Yeah,
after.
yeah. It'll probably be Tuesday the 20th.
Okay.
Is what we're thinking. So we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the last 3 games of the season, and we'll see who we're scheduled against for our Thursday game. So
I also want to mention, because it dawned on me a little bit ago. The last game of the season, Wednesday the 21st, is actually my birthday. Yeah, you guys will be playing your last advanced on season game right on my birthday, and I probably will have time to cast that game right at the end of the day, but I hope to see something special. I'm kidding.
Well, whether you can cast it or not, I think it's the least we can do to win you that game for your birthday.
Of course, and thank you. Again, I wish you guys the best of luck for the end of the season. You move up to 6-4. And again, thank you, Mr. Owen, for hopping in to the post-game interview.
Thanks, Jordan.
And again, thank you to Top Shadow and Sleepless Gaming for letting me cast here. I sound like a broken record every time, but it's always a blessing because I have a lot of fun doing this. This is so much fun. Being able to cast some really higher level gameplay for Counter-Strike and really get my foot into this door. I've had so much fun doing this, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I'm your main caster, Storm. Thank God we didn't lose power. And I will talk to you guys on Monday or Wednesday, I think. Correct me?
Yes, sir.
Wednesday. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you Wednesday night. Good night, everyone.